Okay, here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Halloween special episode of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show presented by Woolen Comedy Club. And I am Boogaloo Boy Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Tonight we are joined by both Collen and GW. And we got some fun topics to talk about. Tonight we're going to talk about some good old down-home cannibalism. We're going to talk about our favorite costumes, our favorite horror movies. We're going to play a game with some horror movie quotes and see how the boys do. And I got a special little mentalism piece I've been working on, and we're going to see how that goes. So without further ado, first off, happy early Halloween, everybody. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're wearing a mask and doing all that other stuff that you were doing before Halloween, because we're all wearing masks anyways. So welcoming to the spotlight stage, our first performer. Welcome, Collen Doyle.
Hey, happy early Halloween to everybody. Broadcasting from the abode in Brooklyn, New York. Had a wonderful weekend on set, working on a movie in which my foot, in the film, my foot gets injured, and I had to wrap my foot up in the thing. I posted this on Instagram on my stories, and I just want to clarify in case there's any confusion. It was a film. The foot injury was part of the movie. Both of my feet are fine. You got like a lot of people worrying, like, ouch, that had to hurt. I'm like, it's magic of movies, my friends. Recently had an experience going through Dunkin' Donuts, and the man was wearing, who handed me his stuff, he was following protocol, wearing gloves and a mask, and I had the realization, how did we ever do it before COVID? You know, we just had people breathing all over all of our food. Like now I don't know if the day will ever come that I would want someone breathing on my food. A lot of weird things that we've always done, you know, shaking hands, doing things. Baseball is a weird sport. Baseball is the only sport that you're allowed to, or not allowed, but you can, eat like sunflower seeds while you're playing. You know, like there's no other sport that you could be like in the middle of the game just like eating something. And it's weird because I mean now they do the sunflower seeds because they used to chew tobacco. You know, it used to be like big like things of like tobacco that people were in, like were like spitting all over the place. I was watching a baseball game the other day, and one of the people were chewing sunflower seeds, and as they were chewing in their mask, they like held their mouth, and then they just took their mask off and spit all over the dugout, and then put their mask on. Like, this is a perfect analogy of how like this whole country's handled like COVID. It's like, I'm wearing a mask. I'm just gonna spit here, and I'll put the mask right back on. I promise. Been noticing people are doing rentals are starting to pick up. Travel is starting to pick up a little bit, which is good. I think right now New York City is actually only allowing 7 states in the whole country without quarantine. 43 states on the quarantine list. And wouldn't you know it, those 43 states happen to be the states just outside of New England, all the way down to Florida, all the way across the entire United States to the West Coast, and then California, Washington, and Oregon are the 3 from states from the West Coast that allowed it. And that's funny to me. I think that's funny because all the fucking libtards are the ones that have somehow figured out how to coexist with COVID. Meanwhile, the rest of America seems to be losing this battle quite horribly. But the Airbnbs are going, and I think it's funny because it's like sometimes, you know, you have to be homeless to have a home. You know? That should be Airbnb's motto. Airbnb. Sometimes you just got to be homeless to have a home. You know, I'm going to be like Airbnb-ing my place here, like sleeping on a park bench, and people come up to me and they'll be like, "Colin, are you homeless?" I'll be like, "Am I homeless? No, I'm working. I'm just renting my place out for $100 a night." And I hope it doesn't come to that. GW, how you doing, my man? How's your week been?
I'm doing all right. It's been a hell of a week. I hate the rainy cold. It reminds me of the Guns N' Roses song "November Rain," just only in October. It still sucks, and I think he got the wrong month. Because when does it actually rain in November around here? It's always fucking snowing. I did see something interesting the other day when I was grocery shopping. It was pumpkin spice Twinkies. And I want to know, what kind of butter hog are they trying to cater to here? Like, typically, like the people that love the pumpkin spice stuff don't like Twinkies. Like, what kind of white trash Rhonda is just sitting there going, I'd really like a latte and a Twinkie all at once. Maybe if they had a Twinkie that was pumpkin spice flavor, I would get all the craving. I like that the little voice I did there. That was reaching out of my comfort zone. I saw some friends over the weekend, which was nice. I haven't seen these guys in months and months, and it was weird because we hugged each other, not like a romantic hug, but like a friendship hug. And then I'm like, should we really be doing this? What if you have the COVID? What if I have the COVID? Now you have it, and I didn't give you anything for your birthday, and now I'm giving you this. What a shitty gift to give. But it was fun seeing the guys. We hung out for a little while. I got to take a couple photos, which was nice, and they all looked at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Which is always fun when you whip out your camera. And I don't mean camera like as in like my telephone, like oh hey, let me take a photo for you guys. Like I mean like I whipped out an actual camera. Like if this camera was my dick, I'd be impressive. Compared to like my actual dick, which is not impressive whatsoever. Hi mom. Glad you're watching. Trying to think what else happened this week. I had my first final midterm exam. That was stressful. Oh God, it's one of those things where there was so much pressure on me to do it, and of course I lived it for the last moment because screw doing it ahead of time. I am not one of those people. I like to procrastinate. Like I thought about jerking off, and I was like, no, I'll just do it later. That type of thing. Yeah. Then in one of my classes, one of the students said something about if you were alive in 1993, and I nearly had a heart attack because I was alive in 1993. I was 13 years old in 1993. And I just was like, what do you mean if you were alive back? It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't like it was in the fucking 70s. And then I'm realizing I'm old as fuck. I'm probably twice the age as most of the people in this classroom, except for the professor. But yeah, so that was my week. Let's turn it back over to Hickory and his amazing tricks.
Well, you shouldn't talk about those girls in public like that.
I might get arrested.
But I thought I would do a special piece for we're gonna tell a story, and G-Dubs, I'm gonna call on you. To be clear, we have not worked anything out ahead of time. This is genuine, right?
Yes, I didn't know you were gonna even call on me.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story, and I know how the story ends, and you don't, but I think deep down you know how it ends. So this is a story about a small town back in the 1800s in New England, set just northern Vermont, and there was a instance where there was a lot of killing of small farm animals and things like this, and all the town folk were super weary, and they thought there was 6 monsters they could think of that might have been responsible for this, and those are it could have been Sasquatch, it could have been an alien, it could have been a ghost, it could have been a mummy, it could have been a vampire, or even possibly a werewolf. And the townspeople were very concerned, and it took them a while to figure this out. But with the help of GW, we're going to get to the bottom of the story. And so I'm going to go from left to right. And first, I'm just going to ask you to pick whether you'd like to keep the odds or the evens cards.
Evens.
Okay, so from my right, that keeps us the ghost, the vampire, and the Sasquatch. So that automatically eliminates the alien, the mummy, and the werewolf. So we were down to 3. We had a ghost, a vampire, and a Sasquatch. And I'm just going to take a guess, and I could be wrong on this because the power of Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming's mentalism is not very good. But if you were to eliminate one from the batch of suspects, GW, I would say you might say it was the ghost.
Holy shit. Yes.
Okay. So we were down to 2. We were down to the vampire and the Sasquatch. There's only 2 creatures who are possible for the mutilation of many, many farm animals and livestock. And G-Dubs, I'd like to know which of the 2 you in fact think was the culprit.
The Sasquatch.
Okay, so it was not the vampire. Now, I brought these cards in a little envelope. An envelope like this. I just wanted to show you that you, my friend, in fact, knew the story all along. So thank you for helping me get to the bottom of that mystery. I hope you guys all learned a lot. And I'll readjust my camera here. Sorry if anybody gets shaky. And we'll turn it over to the crew. Thank you guys for being here.
Yay!
On this beautiful Halloween special. Halloween's this Saturday, and it's going to be a strange one. There's lots of different things planned. I know a lot of people are even hesitant about having a good old trunk or treat, which is sad. And I wanted to bring up the fact that it's the perfect Halloween, which is awful. It's on a Saturday. It's a full moon, and it's on daylight savings day, so we get an extra hour. And meanwhile, Halloweens have been canceled all over the U.S. Our first story tonight, we're going to get into a story that was published by the New York Post. And no, it's not that story, so we don't get booted off Facebook. It's a story about a little more tame, about a crazy act of cannibalism. Apparently, 2 men were finding other men to come and have illegal gender assignment surgeries and then keeping body parts in their freezer for later consumption. G-Dubs, you sent me the story. I wanted to get your opinion first. And what do you think about this craziness?
It kind of suits Oklahoma. I'm glad that it wasn't a Florida story, because I don't think it would have gotten as much press if it was Florida man does illegal operation. Like, Oklahoma's finally getting its due. Like, those Midwestern states are fucked up, and not enough people realize that.
I know. I actually recently saw a Florida man article, and it was like, Florida man throws crap at a woman. No, it's Florida man throws a pumpkin and the innards of a pumpkin at his girlfriend, and all I could think was, man, that Florida man's really calming down.
That's it.
Florida man must be getting old and boring. I will say, Florida man is still my favorite superhero. That guy's crazy. Colin, what do you think about this unsolicited gender or unlicensed gender reassignment surgeries going on?
Well, I mean, I think that this person's taking and probably receiving a lot more, really criticism than they deserve. I mean, think about it. You already have the gender removal business up and going. Well, what are you doing with the genitals? I'm eating them. This is a very logical train of thought. You heard of a Rocky Mountain special? We called this the Busy City special. Deep fried, a little sauce. I got to say the person's getting creative and useful. So nothing's going to waste.
I'll give a quick quote on this article because there's some real gems in here. One said, the victim told police that after the 2-hour surgery, which occurred last Monday, one of the surgeons laughed that he was a cannibal and he was going to eat the man's testicles. It's something that we have never, this is a quote from LaFleur County Sheriff Rodney Derryberry, which great last name, Officer Derryberry. He said, it is something that we've never in my career run across in this part of the country, which I'm going to say sounds like a lie. The victim then told authorities that he met the two surgeons who claimed to have 15 years of experience performing gender reassignment surgeries through a website. Alan, one of the surgeons also said that he had 6 other clients lined up and that they kept the body parts in a freezer. I was thinking that the timing of this story is just too coincidental this close to Halloween.
Well, my question is, wouldn't you, I don't know, once you walk into a double wide trailer, go, hey, this doesn't look like a doctor's office? Like, did that ever occur to the guy? Of like, wow, why are they wearing a butcher's robe and not surgical equipment?
I sat down and their first question was, can we offer you some testicle?
Some wiener schnitzel?
Yeah. That's made us as a real wiener too.
I wish my doctors were so nice to offer me a plate before I started. It made me wonder what type of medications these guys were doling out. Like if this was done while he was completely conscious, or they just got him hammered drunk, or
Yeah.
Oklahoma. I'd assume it was some prescription drugs. I don't know.
We're gonna make you a couple appletinis before we get this thing going.
You're gonna want this moonshine and meth. Maybe a local and some Bactine. Just rub some Bactine on it. It's gonna be fine.
I'm impressed that they were. It was an illegal surgery and only took them 2 hours to complete. I felt like they were making good time.
Well, when you have a Sawzall, that's pretty quick work there.
They also said that the officers, after searching the house, so he said once at the hospital, the victim told doctors the man, quote, tried to get him to participate in cannibalism. Hospital personnel alerted police who searched the cabin last Monday and found in a freezer, quote, what appeared to be testicles, unquote. The suspects were charged with performing unlicensed surgery, conspiracy to commit unlicensed surgery, maiming, and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. Which raises my last question. If you sign up for it, is it still assault and battery?
Well, yes, because you signed up under false pretenses. Wow, that was not funny of an answer whatsoever. I'm kind of pissed at myself. That was actually artfully thought out.
GW slipping and not just giving snarky responses anymore.
God damn it.
You raised an excellent question, Hickory. To me, what I want to know is, and perhaps I'm wrong, most people know I get most of my information from this program here. Is it cannibalism if you don't kill the person? I thought the act of cannibalism was basically eating a dead person. And I know that there's some gray area, like in Hannibal, when the guy's laying there brain dead and he's sitting there eating his brain and he's feeding it to him. He's eating the man, so I guess he is cannibal, although he's still alive. Still alive. In the same way that these two gentlemen have ate way more testicles than probably anyone realizes in the course of their life. But those people live to tell the tale. So this is an interesting case.
I want to know, how did they get 7 people to agree to it? Like, and how much did it cost? Like, were they shopping on Etsy and just like, ooh, look, a deal on sexual reassignment surgery. That's great. Oh, I only have to fly to Oklahoma. I don't have to go to Brazil for this. This is fucking amazing.
I mean, I have to ask you though, G-Dubs, if someone was going to chop your nuts off, wouldn't you want to ensure the fact that they were enjoyed post-surgery with some type of hot sauce or AN1 or something?
Well, I look at it this way. Like, once they're off my body, it's not my concern anymore. Like you know, you can play ping pong with them for all I care. I am nutless and wonderful.
Yeah, there's something very affirming about knowing that your testicles are going to be enjoyed by a fellow American.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the medical industry is so wasteful. Just think of
what could have been paired with a pesto mayo sauce, you know?
Yeah, a nice spicy aioli. Yeah, that's
sounds lovely. We'll use that to segue poorly into our next subject. We're going to talk about Halloween costumes for a couple different subjects, but we'll start with what you guys think the most popular Halloween costumes this year are going to be, because 2020 is a doozy and there's a shitload to pick from. We'll go around the circle, I guess, and G-Dubs, we'll start with you. What do you think is going to be the most popular costume in 2020?
Has sexy Donald Trump been done yet? Because I think some girls in Jersey have that pretty much nailed down.
Oh, they are already orange.
Yes. And fake as fuck. I'm just kidding, my Jersey friends. I love you. You're beautiful.
Colin, what do you think? What do you think the most popular 2020 costume is going to be, my friend?
I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and just say, you know, if you guys don't know how to do it, here it is. You know, he's wearing the pink polo. She's wearing some type of naval pattern striped polo. He's got the AR-15. She's got like a little pistol. I mean, I think if you have a little 38, you have a little something there, that's going to work. Go with a brown belt, some glasses. It looks like she has a mustard stain in her shirt, and he may or may not have pissed his khakis once or twice. So go with that. And I think that's going to be a very popular crowd pleaser this year. The Karen and husband combo pack.
My response to that would be, I would say also that kid from Kenosha would be a great one. You know, you get the backwards baseball hat on with some blue gloves and an AR. And,
absolutely, very popular look this Halloween season. And I think that they're probably going to see that. I'm going to go with Karen for number one on that one.
Go Ken and Karen for number one.
Ken and Karen. This is a Ken and Karen season.
I'll ask you the same question, but what would you have answered if you had to answer back earlier under the pandemic, say like March, April, May? G-Dubs.
Oh, sexy Carol Baskins.
That's a good one.
And I think sexy Carol Baskins would have been number one.
Which is unbelievable, because if you want to do Carol Baskin, believe it or not, you can just use your same Karen outfit from the Karen and Ken.
You get a twofer.
And it's a twofer for one. It really just comes down to who are you also with? Are you with Joe Exotic, or are you with Ken? It's a really nice universal costume we got going on that one.
Even with the handgun, it's arguable that
I mean, I think Joe Exotic would be great. What was weird about Joe Exotic is, from what I gathered through that whole series, is sometimes he needs like walking sticks and sometimes he doesn't. You know, so I think that's the real choice. I think a nice sequin vest with some type of plant, nice little long blonde mullet if you got one going, go with that. Let your hair down, and then maybe the walker. I think that's the real kicker right there with the Joe Exotic.
I think that if I was to choose back in March or April what I thought the most popular 2020 costume would have been, it would have been a guy with a 12 rack of Corona and a hazmat suit. But it seems that by this point in the year, 5-6 months later, everybody's already forgot about that.
I feel bad for Joe Exotic because he was such a front runner for everything, and he just kind of fell off. They failed to capitalize on the Joe Exotic movement. And of course now I want to change my answers. Now it's Sexy Borat.
Sexy Borat may be back.
Yeah.
Which is kind of saying the same thing twice, right? When you say Sexy Borat.
You know, and another good possible costume from the Borat film could be doing Giuliani, and really all you do is walk around wearing a suit with your hands in your pants.
I mean, I do that now.
When you have pants on.
Yes.
Which raises my last Halloween costume for you gentlemen is if you could pick any costume that you wanted to sexify this year, and I know you already said sexy Donald Trump, G-dubs, but I'm sure there's one in the back of your mind that you're like, oh, I want to see that costume, but sexy. What would it be?
I want to see the sexy Wuhan bat. That right there, I want to see someone do the sexy Wuhan bat. Like have like part of its ear missing, but just tits out. A little coughing fit.
Would it be wearing a mask or no?
It should be, but it's not.
It's just got the one around the chin, like the chin diaper thing going. Colin, if you could see one costume but sexy this year, what are you thinking?
The problem is there's so many attempts on the sexy costumes, right? And it's really, you got to nail it. Like I tried to do years ago Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones, and there has to be a level of sexiness to make it more sexy, right? Like me doing Khal Drogo looked like me doing a mini Khal Drogo. Like, this is what Khal Drogo would look like if he was 5.5 feet tall, you know? But with that, I would say maybe explore, a sexy Harry Potter, I haven't seen that. Go the whole thing. Sexy Voldemort, right? And just sexify the whole thing. Sexy Hagrid, sexy Professor Snape. What was the guy's name? The old professor there.
Dumbledore?
Dumbledore. Go with a sexy Dumbledore. See how it looks.
I was going to say, you were treading water that I have no idea.
He's one of the 5 Harry Potter characters I know the name of. That's why I came up with that. I would like to see. I'd like to see Pierre dressed as a sexy Hagrid.
That'd be very nice.
That would really make my Halloween. So if you're out there, Pierre, if you want to send us a little shot or get that on the VCO OnlyFans stat, I think I'd like to see a sexy Ken and Karen. Just what they look like when they're about the house, with the AR and the handgun, and maybe they're both wearing like real tight, form-fitting bathrobes. Be a great look.
Problem is every Ken is just gonna look like every frat boy that's like ever existed. I'm wearing a pink pop collar and some khakis and boat shoes and my AR-15. Like, you are a frat boy, or you're Ken. Okay, gotcha.
No, he's sexy Ken.
He's sexy Ken.
And then I wanted to get to ask you guys favorite horror movies. We're gonna go through that subject. It could be a franchise, and let's start there. Favorite classic horror franchise, and why? Colin, what do you got?
Well, for those of you who don't know, I am my threshold for horror films and all of that stuff is very, very low. Like, as an actor, I know it's all pretend, but it doesn't matter because I have no tolerance for anything. So like I have to go like there's like this level of scary, and you got to go like way down, and like that's the level of scary I can handle. So like Halloween 1, where it's just a guy walking around with a mask in the background, I can handle that. You know, the piano's scary, but I can handle that. Never seen any of the nightmares. Never seen most of the classic films that I really probably should have seen. I just can't. I can't do them. So I would say like probably Halloween's one I can do. I love Silence of the Lamb. That's not even a horror film, but I like thrillers and stuff like that. But as far as watching people, you know, in pain or being killed or anything like that, I got pretty low tolerance for that, unfortunately.
G-Dubs.
I love that shit. Like I love like really
Me too,
bad B horror films. There's a one that comes to mind, Gutter Balls, where it takes place inside a bowling alley, and everyone is just murdered the shit out of. Like I love like classic B exploitation films. Like that's my jam.
Was Gutterballs the one with like the DBK killer or whatever they were calling him?
I can't remember what he was called.
Was there the hot wax scene with the ball waxer?
Probably.
Okay.
It's been a few years since I've seen it.
That was
like
classic.
all I remember is like in the first scene is the woman bending over and you can see her vag. That was pretty entertaining. Hi, honey.
And that's how you should always open a proper horror movie.
Yeah. Show some vag.
Yeah.
Like get the male interest.
Fuck DNA. Go right past there. You know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna get deep into it, you might as well get deep into it.
Yeah. Show the V all the way. That's kind of like zombie strippers. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, Robert Englund's like awesome in that.
Yeah, and it's based on the play The Rhinoceros, which I thought was amazing.
Really?
Yeah. But instead of everyone turning into rhinoceroses, they turn into zombie strippers.
What a world it would be.
Yeah. It's even if you don't like scary movies with blood and gore, I would say check that out. Zombie strippers.
The thing is like in my defense, like I cry at a Huggies commercial. You know what I mean? Like my emotional availability to like just like anything that has to do with that. It's one of those things where like when you're an actor, it's almost scary. Like you're scared that stuff's gonna go away. Like if you don't, you know what I mean? Like so it's like with me, it's like if I watch some of this stuff, like I've never even put myself through it. I don't even know, like, because there's like my level of like I could watch like a Scream, like say Scream 1, which is just like a complete base level. Not even for anyone who likes horror is not even gonna think a film like that's like scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like with me, it would be like I'd be sitting there like sweating palms, like you know, like hard, like the girl dies and I want to cry, being like, "They fucking killed her! Like you killed that woman!" You know what I mean? Like I can't. If I watch like some of these bloodbaths, I don't even know. I would just leave like, I don't even know what I just saw. You know, like one time I wanted to see The Mask of Zorro, or it was the second Zorro. And I was going with some friends, and when I got there, they made the executive decision to go see one of the Saw films.
Oh Jesus!
And so I had to go see the Saw film and on the big screen. there's one scene where the girl, it was one of the saws where they pick the woman up and they throw her into a vat of syringes.
Yeah, that was
And she's like rolling around. She's got syringes like hitting her and everything. And I'm sitting there watching this going like, what in the hell am I seeing right now? Like, who the hell? And I've always said, you know, I would love to see like the writing rooms where these people, because these are high budget films where they have writing staffs, they have all these people, like with Human Centipede. You know, it's just funny to think that someone was sitting around in a conference room in LA, like, good morning, everybody. If you haven't had a chance to get yourself a croissant and some coffee, it's right out there. We're going to go ahead and pick up where we left off yesterday. So, Joe, tell us, did you find out if T50 staples are strong enough to attach someone's lips to an anus? Joe's like completely serious, like, thank you. Very good point. I don't know if that's going to have the structural integrity to actually seal a man's mouth to another man's asshole. Like, okay, just keep working on that. Let us know when you have a little bit more rock solid like decision.
I would say that although horror aficionados may turn their nose up at Scream, well, we will say that is a classic of horror. And that the only problem I have with that movie is that the scene that cuts to Wes Craven as the janitor dressed in a Freddy outfit pulled me right out of it. But other than that, it's a great classic. And having to sit through Saw 2, sir, if you're not accustomed to horror movies, is a bad experience. I want to bring that up real quick. Is the irony of the Saw movie franchise, and that the first Saw actually was all it was beautifully edited. It was a great cinematic experience, and everybody thinks of it as this bloodbath of gore, but really most of the gore that happens in that movie is off screen, and they shot it in such a great method, and it was just, there's not, if you go back and watch the original Saw with like the sound off, like most of those scenes are not that bad. There's a couple that are, you know, a little hard, but like for the most part, most of that violence happens off scene, which is funny because by the time you get to the end of the franchise, Saw 6 and 3D and Jigsaw, it's basically a parody of itself. Which I find that happens with a lot of franchises.
Well, that's a very interesting point, because Saw 1 almost started, and the big reveal was basically he thought he was in a room, but the room was basically a room within a room, wasn't it? That he was basically in something that was kind of a staged environment.
Yeah, and that the guy in the center of the room that they thought was dead the entire time was actually the guy who'd put everything together, and that was like one of the big.
Yeah, and that was a very, I think, challenging. I mean, I appreciate it from an acting. I just worked on a horror film this past weekend, and it's like there were actually very challenging sort of things to do, in the fact that it's like the emotional stakes of all horror films are so high. You know what I mean? It's like every single thing. It's like you're fighting for your life kind of thing through most of these films. You know, so they're good acting pieces. I just think that it's challenging, you know, for me to watch some of the stuff. But people really enjoy it. I know a lot of people who have a lot of things, but I think with the Saw thing, I think they almost felt like there was the saying was "there will be blood," and I remember like that as a slogan being like, this is almost getting fucking disturbing. You know what I mean? Where it's like don't worry, there will be blood. It's like we all expected that there's gonna be blood. It's like, no, we're gonna this film. You're gonna see some people die in this film. You know what I mean? It's like I trust you on that one. You know.
Well, they kept like upping the stakes till it got to this ridiculous proportion, right? Where it's like, okay, we're going to show a guy off screen. It's going to be off screen, but we're going to insinuate that he's cutting his ankle with a hacksaw. Like,
yeah.
Okay, that's pretty brutal. And we move to the second one, and it's like, okay, we're gonna throw this girl in a pit of needles, which I don't have a hard time with gore, but that one bugs me right out when I see her get up with all of them stuck in her.
The trap glass thing with that, where they had to get the thing and you put your thing in like that, and as you pulled down,
yep,
it was razors, you know.
And so by the time you get to like 4 or 5, it's like, what can we do with this one, guys? Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a trap where they have to get a certain amount of blood, and the only way to get it is there's gonna be a table saw, and they're gonna have to cut their hands open, and it just gets so ridiculous that you're like, okay, I the second one was a little hard to believe that some old guy and some ex-junkie chick managed to gather 6 people and drug them and set them inside this giant elaborate house trap. Okay, you, I'll buy in. But by the time you're at like, hey man, this guy's got 3 warehouses all dedicated to, and nobody knows what's going on. It's just like, oh man, the suspension of disbelief for the last ones are just, it's tough.
And it's like cuts to like Saw 7, woes of the old man. He's like, nobody understands how difficult it's been for me all these years. Setting such elaborate things to kill people, you know. It's been quite lonely, really.
T-Dubs, you got any last words on horror before we move on to our next segment?
I just want to say, I think "There Will Be Blood" was also the tagline for the Care Bears in the movie. That was
There was also a movie called "There Will Be Blood," right?
yeah.
It was. And it was around the same time that they launched a slogan, I would say within a year or two, of saying, Saw, there will be blood. It's like, you can't take, and I honestly say I don't know this, but I would want to, if I was a betting man, I would say the phrase "there will be blood" is probably Shakespearean. I don't know, but I'm sure probably Shakespeare coined that phrase or something like that, because it's just this statement. Well, why would you pair that with it? It's like Saw, you could do with anything, like Saw, you know, prepare to die, or, you know, something like that would be more creative than "there will be blood." I don't know.
There will be dust.
There will be dust.
Because
That
it's
was
a
the Crypt
Saw.
Keeper's slogan. Saw was also one of those interesting ones where it was like Hostel, where it had like the dual name meaning movie, you know, where Saw is like the implement that you cut yourself with, but you also saw everything, and then Hostel being like the place that you stay at, but also being the feeling that you get watching that movie.
Mm.
I don't know. That's just a random thought I had.
That was deep, man.
That was deep.
Hey man, I watch way too much horror. I'd say it's like one of 2 genres we watch, and rom-coms aren't one of them. It's
Well, see, and that sucks because since I've been married, the missus doesn't like horror films. Like, she'll watch like psychological thrillers all day, which, by the way, I can't do. I can't do psychological thrillers. Anything that fucks with my head, no. But like, I can see artificial blood and guts all day and be like, bring on the popcorn.
yeah,
But
I
she
hear
can't
that.
do it. And so she always has control of the TV because I'm pussy whipped. And so I get to see a good horror movie in 16 years.
Well, when this whole thing's over, sir, you're gonna have to come on down to the Hickory household, and we'll watch some goddamn gore. I'll find like the best top 10 splatter movies produced, and we'll just have a marathon.
Oh, I could show you some films that you probably haven't seen.
I would be excited for that.
Have you ever seen I Spit on Your Grave?
The remakes or the originals?
The originals.
No, I've watched the remakes.
I haven't seen the remake. But the original was holy shit. That was, you need to check that out.
Yeah, there's some real good classics. We could watch some Demons, like some old Italian splatter stuff, and
Oh yeah.
as long as I gotta say I absolutely love all that until you get into the like the Italian cannibal stuff where they actually had animal cruelty, and that's like the only part where I'm good.
The movie magic is done.
Yeah, the second I know that there was real animal cruelty.
I've never even heard of this. This is the most Italian thing I've ever heard. That they're like, just roll the camera. All right, beat the dog. All right.
Yeah, there's a couple famous ones. Obviously, Cannibal Holocaust being the most famous film. There was like 5 or 6 animals killed on the set of that and on film, and also Cannibal Apocalypse, I think, had some real bad animal stuff. And this was back before, you know, like Apocalypse Now. That was pretty much the last major film that had like actual animal cruelty in it.
You know, they say it's like there's no such thing as animal cruelty today, right? And they don't do that. But like when they teach these horses how to pretend they've been blown up by a hand grenade while they're running, that's an impressive thing. You know? I don't know how the hell they taught the horse how to do that. They're like, all right, and action. And all right, horse, there's an explosion. The horse like jumps and like keels over on its side. It's like,
Well, and that's the crazy part is that they didn't used to train them to do that. They just did it. Like,
oh, okay, I got you.
and now there's a guy whose career is
Oh,
to train these
that
horses
makes more
and
sense.
act like they've been shot, you know, and like sort of stagger and fall over.
Yeah, it used to be the guy was just like, all right, you guys ready to roll?
We only got one horse in the budget, so this better count.
Yeah, exactly. Let's make it a good one.
Okay, so after that segment, I'm going to segue into the next one. And since Colin's not real big on the horror, this might be a one-sided game, but we're going to play a little game where I am going to list some cinematic quotes from some famous movies, and you guys are going to try to name what they are. I'm going to keep score. We're going to announce a winner after, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 of them, or until we get bored with it. But we'll start with some really, really easy ones. And G-Dubs, we'll start with you. The first one is, a census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver, ...
Oh, that's Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. We got one real easy one on the beginning. Colin, the quote is, I see dead people.
It's going to be The Sixth Sense.
Okay.
Bruce
We're one.
Willis. Boom.
I told you we're going to start off easy and it's going to get harder later.
Right.
So, G-Dubs, this one is, come and play with us, Danny, forever and ever and ever.
Oh, that's The Shining.
Well done, my friend. Also, other famous quotes from The Shining include, here's Johnny, and all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Here's an oldie, but a goodie. Colin, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Son of a bitch. I have no idea.
Okay, so backup quote with that from that same film that I'll give you a second chance because you're at a handicap on this one.
Right.
If he doesn't get it, can I chime in?
Yeah, I haven't established real rules, so that's fine by me. We'll give him a second chance though. The second quote from that same film is, we all go a little mad sometimes.
It's not it, is it?
Nope. Okay, G-Dubs.
It would be Psycho.
Oh, well done, my friend. We're gonna lob this one up. This is a hell of a softball for you, Colin. The first quote, I'll give you two if you don't get the first one. The first quote is, smile, you son of a bitch. The second quote is, you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Jaws.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes.
G-Dubs, this one's for you. We got, it's okay, but FYI, I beat a wholesale ass for a whole lot less than that.
Oh, I don't know this one.
This one, I'll give you one hint because I don't have a second quote. This one's a modern one, a film from 2009.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have seen it then. Because this is during the time where I was moved in with the missus.
Okay. Colin, you got any idea?
Can I hear the quote again?
The quote is, it's okay, but FYI, I beat a wholesale ass for a lot less than that.
I don't have it.
The quote is by Woody Harrelson playing Tallahassee in Zombieland from 2009.
Damn it.
I've seen that film.
That was for Dubs. The next one goes for Colin. We'll lob this one up. Congratulations, you are still alive. Most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you. Not anymore.
I've heard it. I can't place it.
Second quote from this film, which really just gives it away, but give it to you anyways. Is I want to play a game.
I don't have it.
G-Dubs, you know what film that is?
Would that be Saw?
Yep, that's Soft, 2004.
Damn it! That's what I was gonna say. Saw.
I was guessing.
Okay,
I was gonna say that was a slogan for it. Like, you want to play a game? God damn.
G-Dubs, this is one that we might not consider horror, but it was kind of horror. I'd consider it more action, but oh man, I can't even say that second quote. So the quote is, "Get that stinking shit out of my face."
Not sure.
Okay, I will. I'll give a second quote, but I'm gonna have to edit it because I won't say that. And so you guys know the parentheses F word is not in the quote. It's actually the word, but the quote is a bunch of slack-jawed F words around here. This stuff will make a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Shit, I don't know.
That, my friend, is Predator.
Predator.
Yeah. First quote was by Richard Chaves. Second quote was by Jesse Ventura. Stuff will make you a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus, just like me. Let's see. Here we got a good one here. This from a early '73 movie, Collen. The quote is, "You're going to die up there."
What is Halloween?
Oh no. G-Dubs, you know what that is?
No.
Second quote would have given it away, so we couldn't use that. The second quote was, "What an excellent day for an exorcism." That is the 1973's The Exorcist. G-Dubs, here's one. We got we came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Ghostbusters.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's see here. We got one. Colin, for you. Sid, don't blame the movies. The movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What is Scream?
Yes, sir. To clarify, we're at 3-5. GW at 5. Colin at 3. Probably do like 5 more of these and call it. I'm gonna find a good one here. Oh. The ironic part is all these Halloween quotes have Halloween in the title, so we're not going to use those. Here's a classic from '84. We got "I'm Your Boyfriend Now," Nancy. GW, what movie is that?
Is that from Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Ooh, here's an old classic too. Colin, we got the quote is, "Goddamn foreign TV. I told you we should have got a Zenith."
I don't know. I can't place it. I have heard it.
Do you know what that's from?
No.
"Goddamn foreign TV. I told you we should have got a Zenith" is a quote from Gremlins in 1984.
Gremlins.
Dude, I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
G-Dubs, here's one. This one will be more challenging. "This is no dream. This is really happening."
My dream last night.
Colin, no idea on that one.
I want to say it's like a Nightmare on Elm Street, but
No, that was Rosemary's Baby, 1968. Colin, we got one. This 1976 classic. The line is, and this is not Adam Sandler, this is an actual movie quote, "They're all gonna laugh at you."
What is Carrie?
Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to find one here that doesn't give it away too good. Okay. This is a softball, and Colin's falling behind, so I'm gonna give this one to him and skip you, G Dubs. I'm sorry, it's too good a quote. The quote is, "Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now: Jack and shit." And Jack just left town.
Oh God! If I had seen this movie, I would know this line. I've never seen it.
Oh, it's a good one. G Dubs, you know what that is?
I can't say that I've seen that movie.
I think you have. Second, I'll give you two more quotes. Good, bad. I'm the one with the gun. Come get some. And the quote that just gives it away, absolutely, is good Ash, bad Ash. I'm the guy with the gun.
Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's Army of Darkness from 92.
Army of Darkness. Oh, I was close.
Okay, we're gonna do like two more here. We got this one. Colin, this is an oldie but a goodie from the 80s. Be afraid. Be very, very, sorry. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Be afraid. Oh shit.
G Dubs, you know what that's from?
Isn't it from Aliens?
No, it's from The Fly, 1986.
The Fly. Damn it.
Yeah, I figured Colin might get that.
I have seen that film so many times too. I couldn't place it. Damn.
So G Dubs, we're gonna do two more. One more for you, one for Colin. We just cut up our girlfriend with a chainsaw. Does that sound fine?
Shit. That sounds so familiar. I don't know.
Colin and you, the second quote from that film is groovy.
I Know What You Did Last Summer?
No, that's Evil Dead 2. Okay, one last one. We'll find a good one here for you. Colin, it's a classic film from 1990. Hey, check this out. I found the ass end. I'll give you one clue. The actor who said this line in this movie was Kevin Bacon.
I don't know.
You know what that is, G-Dubs?
Is that from where he plays the invisible guy?
Nope, that's from Tremors.
Oh. Okay, I was off.
And the last one, either of you can call this out. This is a more recent movie, 2003, a classic. I should warn you, Princess, the first time tends to get a little messy.
I don't have it.
I'm good.
That's one of my all-time favorites. That one is from Freddy vs. Jason, 2003.
Freddy vs. Jason. That was actually, I did see that.
So the final count on that, G-Dubs, you won the game. You had 6, Colin had 4. And I think I got 3 or 4 because you couldn't answer them. So G-Dubs wins this round, and we will be playing a game like that again at some point.
Yay.
Pretty much at the end. You guys have anything you need to get off your chest before we meet up next week? Next week is Election Eve.
Next week is Election Eve. All I'd like to say is hope everybody out there has a wonderful Halloween this weekend. If you were in the Bridgewater area and you were looking for something to do, we just posted the event on the Woolen Mill Comedy Club Facebook page. If you're interested in checking out the show this weekend, Halloween night, 8 p.m., please RSVP. Drop us a message. Let us know what your reservation number is so we can make an accommodation. Seating is limited because of everything. So please reach out to us, set it up, and we look forward to seeing you Saturday night.
That'll be at Woolen Mill Comedy Club. DM or email the comedy club so you can set up reservations because it will be limited seating and not everybody that wants to be there will get to be there. G-Dubs, anything you want to get off your chest before we bounce out?
I'm good, dog.
Okay. Please remember to follow GW Foley on Facebook and Parlor and the gram maybe at Foley Kills.
Yes.
Collins at Collen D and at Woolen Mill Comedy Club or at Woolen Mill Comedy on Facebook. You can follow me at HickoryTDAU on Facebook, Instagram, Parlor. Search Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming on YouTube, which you might know about. So you can watch these episodes later on the TV. And feel free to drop by hickorymagic.com because it's my new home and it's not perfect, but it's better than it was. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Please send back responses. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Thank you guys. I love you guys. I hope everybody out there has a beautiful Halloween, even though it's not quite as awesome as it could be. We will make Halloween great again. So for everyone out there, please remember to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, stay fucking sane. Have a beautiful evening.